どうも、ラテジです。それではやっていきます。今回はですね、このラムズリンを倒すところからやっていこうと思います。で、今から戦いになるんですが、その前にちょっとキャンプに行こうかなと思います。ボーロもいるんで、回復もさせたいし、さあ、ボーロ。
Ah, my good fellow. Quite the cozy setup you have here. I'll just make myself comfortable. Thank you so much. I was just settling in and reviewing my latest findings. Mind flayers, cultists, and, of course, your esteemed company.
マインドフレイヤーについて知っていることは
Practically an expert. They've tentacles, you know. Quite shocking. The druid Halson had some kind of mind flayer specimen in a jar in his quarters. A replica, no doubt, but truly fascinating to see up close.
私はそのうちの一人と戦った。
On the Sword Coast. Impossible.
遭遇しただけでなく、殺したこともある。
That can't be.
マインドフレイヤーに捕らえられたことがある。生きていてよかった。
You're mad. But tell me, have you noticed any residual psionic malaise since the alleged encounter?
マインドフレイヤーは私に寄生体を感染させた。
You'd have undergone ceramorphosis by now.
この編成もっと教えてく
I
だ
can't
さい。
attest to the specifics, but I do know that not long after insertion, the host, that's you, turns into a mind flayer. As there's not a tentacle on your head, I can only assume you haven't been infected.
あなたの不信が事実を変えることができる
If
の
what you
な
said
ら
were true, you'd be a mind flayer by now. You? Infected by a mind flayer? Ridiculous. Isn't it?
じゃあ私を調べてくれってことだね。その目で確かめてくだ
Perhaps
さ
that's
い
for the。best. I'd be irresponsible not to debunk such a strange claim. If I just peer in your eye, I could quickly... Oh, dear sweet God!
叫ぶのをやめろ。助けてくれるか。
I mean, yes. I suppose I can. I'll need to research the particulars, however. Give me a bit of time, and I'll have this little issue sorted.
あった。お、学者ね。学識のある学者。なんかしてくれるのかな。
Ah, my good fellow. Quite the cozy setup you have here. I'll just make myself comfortable. Thank you so much.
何かいい方法はないか
Not
な。
yet, I'm afraid. But my expectations are very, very high.
なるほど。まあ、そしたら、休憩だな。なんかイベント
I promised I'd be back. Don't worry. I have things under control. For now. You haven't been using the parasite's power. You think you don't need it. But things haven't gone as you expected. You hoped a druid as powerful as Halsin might be able to remove your tadpole. But he couldn't. You're desperate to be rid of it. Understandable. But you're looking for solutions in the wrong places.
では何をすべき
Your
か。
parasite is unusual. It is wrapped in magic that prevents its removal. Until the source of the tadpole's magic is destroyed, any attempt to remove it will kill you. You are lucky that Halsin knew this. His instincts are right. The parasites are merely a symptom of a greater sickness in Faerun.
魔力の源を破壊するには。いや、どうして妖精体のことをそんなにしているの
I
です
have
か
kept a careful watch on the movements of the cult. Though the Absolute's aims are not yet clear to me, its methods are. These parasites are more than illithid spawn. They are vessels for control. The infected hear the voice of the Absolute and believe it to be a god. That is how the cult of the Absolute is spreading. The highest of their rank, the True Souls, carry a tadpole just like yours. It is how they receive their orders. It is what makes them obey. When the order to transform is given, it will not be a matter of days, they will be mind flayers in an instant. Were it not for my protection, so would you.
どうして私を守ってくれる
I
のか。
have powers of my own. Unique powers. But know that we are alike. Just like you, I was infected with a mind flayer parasite. Just like you, I seek to be free of it. I've been trying to escape from this evil for a long time. Once, I almost succeeded. Now, through you, I've been given a new chance. You can go where I cannot, and I can protect you from that evil. If we work together, we may turn this around. Hells, they need me. I have to go.
どうなっているんだ。
The power I used to protect you, I stole it from someone. They want it back. I will hold them off for as long as I can, but sooner or later I will be worn down. You must discover the source of the magic that controls the parasites before that happens. The cultists are gathering at Moonrise Towers. Use the powers your parasite gives you to convince them you are one of them. And when you find the source of their magic, destroy it. Go. Our freedom depends on it.
We're a long way from Waterdeep.
よし。さあやっていくか。まずは、ゲイルに、ロングストライダーをかけてこう。よし。さあ。そしたら、それぞれ配置だな。さあ、そしたら、スタリオン。やっていくか。ターンベースモードにして、これをして、急所攻撃だな。うん。で、で、ターン終了でいいか。
Well, well.
Bit of caution never hurt.
There is work to do.
終了。続いた？さあ、ラグズリーな。ね、そしたら、このまた急所攻撃。見つかった？出て出て。よし。作れる。うん。で、さあ、ラテジたち。アエゼルが、投げ払いで一気に。投げ払いってないんだっけ？これか。で、いけるんじゃない？これ外しとこう。うん。よし。そして、いけるね。結構いけるね。一応倒すか。そうだ。シャドウハートに、ブレスをしてもらおう。すぎる。ダメなのかな？ダメか。ならいいや。普通に攻撃していくか。うん。 よし。そして、ずっと攻撃できるな。よし。そして、レベルも上がった。さあ、どんどんいけるぞ。一人で全員倒してるな、これ。さあ。で、こいつが、フェイント攻撃するか。にして、ソウルブレイカー。フェイントにするか。75。もう一気に、ライバル一人で倒せるんじゃねこれ。50%。外そう。これ9件まで。75。同じか。全部75だな。ミスか。さすがにこれはミスか。そしたら、ストラテジーで、意外とあっけなく倒せるんじゃねこれ。64か。変わらんな。普通に攻撃するか。よし。さあ。敵はもういないのかな敵は。よしよしよし。さあみんな、ここに来るんだ。よしよしよし。そしたら、とりあえずアイテムを取っていくか。開けて。さあ。手に入ったね。スプリングステップブーツか。強い。これは、ライゼルでもいいんじゃないうなる負け犬の手袋。これも、ライゼルか、ラテジかだな。セネール。これなんだろう。やっとるか。よーし。オッケー。これで、これは、けどこっちはなんだラインブレーカーか。違うのが良さそうだな、なんか。手が、ライトニングチャージ。これは、じゃあラテジにしよう。できた、ハルシン。さあ、これでどうなる？倒したぞ。
The ringleaders have to die. The very natural order of things is in danger, thanks to them.
指導者たちは全員死んでます。この地は安全です。
You actually did it. The leader's dead. Praise Sylvanus. No, that's not right. Praise you, my friend. The Grove owes you a debt beyond measure. Killing's never my first choice, but those three were too dangerous to leave alive.
君の助けが必要。
And you'll receive it soon enough. Return to the Grove. I'll make my own way there. I can see to some matters there, and we can discuss what comes next amidst more bucolic surroundings than here. さて、まずゼブラと話すか。 MODs just reported. The goblins' leadership has been decimated. We might escape this place yet. And I hear you are the one to thank. I'm grateful. I took a collection from all of us. It isn't much, but you've earned it.
うん、素直にいただいとくか。
It's not enough, but it's all we have. Halsin will likely want to thank you too, mind. He returned just a while ago. I believe he's catching up with Korga. As for us, no armies at our heels. Amazing. We can finally leave. But perhaps we need not speak of farewells. We'll join your camp tonight to celebrate if you'll have us.
うん。ここで会おう。よし。何をもらったんだろう。これか。マピラの王冠。他のものを治療するとき。なるほど。これは、ライゼルにしとくか。うん。これでいいや。よし。そしたらハルシンだな、次は。あ、ハルシン。
You took it upon yourself to undertake the Rite of Thorns. I ought to exile you from this place. Forever. Instead, I shall listen to the explanation that you owe me.
An error, most grave, master. I beg your grace.
Grace is bestowed by nature, not me. You will stay as a novice anew. You have forgotten the ways of the druids, the natural order of things. It is up to you to prove the lessons have been learned once more.
So as you say. And so it is done, master.
このじゃない手一杯だろうにしとくか。
She shows great insolence. But time will humble her. And the grove still needs her. You will soon see why. But enough of that for now. I owe you my thanks. The grove stands. Nature prevails. And again, I am in your debt. Speak to Wrath. He will reward you for your efforts.
私の問題は助けが必要で
Tomorrow
す。
morning, we shall discuss what is to come.
が、ハルシン救出せよ。ハルシンは私たちに感謝し、ラスは必ず私たちの努力に報いてくれるだろうと言いました。ドイドの主張を救え。うん。そしたら、キャンプ場に行くか。キャンプ場に行ったら、宴が始まるんじゃないか？今のがなんか話したがってるね。どうした？
Ah, my good fellow. Quite the cozy setup you have here. I'll just make myself comfortable. Thank you so much.
何かいい方法はないかな？
My research turned up a rather brilliant technique that seems quite actionable. It's not too deep, just behind the orbital socket. I could attempt an extraction. I've a needle in my tunic after all.
I
assure you, I've dreamt of it 1,000 times over.
あ、これはなんだ、やるんだにするか。
Volo carefully holds one of your eyes open and begins to prod uncertainly with the needle.
させ
The
よう。
needle finds the gap between eyeball and socket. Volo frowns and begins to push.
腰を握る。どうなるんだこれは。
Pain shoots through your body as the needle snags on your optic nerve.
これは 結構えぐい
The
な。
needle seesaws back and forth, plucking the nerve like a harpstring.
Oh, bother. There's some obstacle in the way. I shall need a more robust implement.
できるだけ動かない
Volo
でください。
carefully withdraws the needle from your eye, then reaching into his bag, he produces an ice pick. Volo slowly brings the ice pick closer to
あ、
your
どうなの
eye.
これ。
Now, don't.
Cold metal presses against the skin
みん
beneath
な
your
反対しちゃっ
brow.
た。
And then tap, tap, stab.
Do you feel that? Huh? I think we have the. I agree. It's a feisty critter. Just a little further.
Volo tears the pick from your brain with a violent jerk. Your eye plops down into the mud.
Drat.
He pauses, looks down at your eye, and recoils slightly as it sinks into the mud.
There appears to be an amount of cosmetic damage.
片方の目が見えないようだ。
Yes, quite. But there is some mild trauma. I can't help but feel partly responsible. Perhaps there is something more I can do. Take this. A far superior relic to that old jelly you were chained to. Try it on for size. And, it was very nice to have met you. I'm sure you'll sort out your little brain problem one way or another. Far away from here, if you've a heart. Terribly sorry, my friend. Ta.
あ、ボールが。いなくなったな。よししに。これはいいんだろうか、このふかししにってやつね。ボールいなくなったな。さあ、そしたら、ほんで夜にするとイベントがあったかな。うん。いいね。あ、まず、アスタリオン。アスタリオンが話したがってるんだ。
I never pictured myself as a hero. Never thought I'd be the one they'd toast for saving so many lives. And now that I'm here, I hate it. This is awful.
うん。そんなに悪いことじゃない。
True. That was fun. Still, I would have liked more for my trouble than a pat on the head and vinegar for wine. By all means, go and enjoy yourself. I'll be here, waiting for the sunrise.
Everyone. Our numbers have grown. You have no idea how good it feels to see these people smiling. The singing we could probably do without, but even so, thank you.
This might be the wine talking, but I'm feeling inspired. Thinking of writing my next song about you. But I need an angle. Any ideas?
どうが必要なの？何かアイデアはある？勇気はどうだ？
Fitting. You're braver than half this camp combined. That deserves to be remembered.
さあ、ハルシンは？
Go on now. Don't waste a night like this talking to me. We'll discuss your problem tomorrow.
うん。一緒に飲まないか。
In truth, I rarely imbibe. The stuff goes right to my head. Before you know it, I'd be breaking into song or declaring love to the first person I laid eyes on.
何やりたいことがあるんじゃない？
I'm sure there are. You strike me as extremely resourceful. But there are many grateful people here who want to spend time with you. I must not keep you all to myself, as enjoyable as that may be. Go on, enjoy yourself. Seek out some wine before it runs dry. There are a lot of thirsty people around here.
よし、いいか。
Here we go.
さあ、終わらせよう。
Buzz noise of celebration quiets to a soothing hum as you approach your bunk. You've picked up a few pleasant memories on your journey amongst your struggles. You sleep alone, uplifted by memories of your recent triumphs.
I trust you enjoyed your evening. After all your efforts, it was well deserved.
いきなり会話が始まるんよな。
It may be some time before you're afforded another such night. There is much to be done, and I promised I would help you however I could. I'm certain a cure for you can be found at Moonrise Towers, but it's complicated. The journey specifically, it's extremely perilous, though it seems you're well accustomed to navigating danger.
何がそんなに危険なん
To
だ？
get to the towers, you'll need to pass through a terrible place, a cursed place. This curse shrouds everything in shadow. You will not find life, light, or anything natural there. Any who linger are twisted by the curse. They become shadow beings, tormented, dangerous souls.
ね、どうして月の出ってものかなが私の行くべき場所だと言い切れ
Nature
るの
speaks to me. Birds report what they've seen, and I've overheard goblins speaking of it too. Moonrise is at the heart of all this. I'm sure of it.
他に選択の余地はないようです。方法を見つける必要があり
You're
ま
half
す。
right. You have to get to Moonrise, but you still have a choice of how to get there. You could go overland, along the Risen Road or through the mountains. Easier at first, but you'll run into the Shadow Curse eventually. You could also go under. There is a tunnel somewhere in the ruined Temple of Seluna. It leads to Moonrise Towers through the Underdark. Long ago, a man called Ketheric Thorm built a secret stronghold deep down there, before rallying a whole army of Dark Justiciars, Shah worshippers. Aradin and his lot were looking for a way down there. They were promised riches if they retrieved a relic called the Night Song. But I think there's more. From this stronghold, Ketheric's forces could access both the Temple of Seluna and Moonrise Towers. But he was defeated before he could launch an attack. If you can find this place, I'll wager it will reveal a more direct path to Moonrise Towers. And maybe even bypass the worst of the Shadow Curse.
あなたならどうする？
The decision is yours, but I'd favor the Underdark. Even a place like that is the lesser evil compared to the Shadow-cursed lands.
アンダーダークかなじゃあ。
Anything is preferable to risking the Shadow Curse. I would like to join your camp, if you'll allow me. I can offer my skills, my counsel. I've long sought to return to Moonrise Towers. It seems our fates have aligned.
アンダーダークを通るツールはどうやって見つけるのですか？
You'll need to pick it up where Aradin left off. Find the hidden entrance. It's somewhere in the Temple of Seluna.
月の出にも来たい。どうして？
Unfinished business, and a lifetime of regret to repair. I helped overthrow Ketheric Thorm and his Dark Justiciars years ago, but I failed to prevent him from unleashing darkness across the region before he was defeated. I spent years researching the curse, trying to put an end to it. Nothing has worked. Yet, if I can join you and get close to Moonrise, perhaps I can lift this curse. Same as you may find a cure for your infection.
だからアラディンを選んだのか？
Precisely. Then perhaps I could have done something about both the Shadow Curse and Ceremorphosis aberrations. But in my eagerness, I put far too much faith in the abilities of Aradin and his band. We didn't even get close.
友達はどうですか？
I've chosen a successor as first druid, Francesca of the High Forest. A bird's already been dispatched to summon her.
君の判断を信じようと。
I'm glad you approve. I do not truly care if you approve, but I am glad. The Grove needs to move beyond the mistakes of the past. What it needs is an unknown quantity. An outsider who can enforce the Oakfather's teachings without bias. This is why I chose Francesca. She will restore simplicity and purity to the Grove in my absence. Indeed. We've quite the journey ahead of us.
さあ、新しいジャーナル。これか。アンダーダークね。峠の旅。 これは完了したね。ボルをバルダーズゲートで見つけようか。エリオンの心臓。うん。よし。こんなもんか。よし。じゃあ、キリがいいので、今回はですね、ここら辺で終わりたいと思います。ご視聴ありがとうございました。